Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Ghost Recon Wildlands. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the update for new assignment patch notes, and then also talking about a few other things with the trailer that came out yesterday. I think you guys are kind of want to see if you guys missed it. So the first things first, the update came out this morning. This update was actually supposed to come out in mid to late February, but it did get pushed back until mid-March. So this is update 4, and then update 5 and 6, which is the update 5 reinforcement, and update 6 Bravo 6 is going to be released probably somewhere around the 10th or the 12th of April, somewhere in that ballpark. But that's the kind of the plan we have for the DLC currently. So there was all sorts of new things that were added in today's update with the new assignment, and I'm going to kind of briefly go over those, and then we're going to jump into a few other things here towards the end of the video about a possible special update coming to Ghost Recon Wildlands very soon. So the first thing that happened with the update was they added 2 new maps to Ghost Recon Wildlands for the extraction mode. The first one being refinery. As you can see here, it's a big oil refinery and a coca, I guess you could say it's a big coca lab is what the the Santa Blanca is using it for. Obviously before it was a big oil refinery with the railroad tracks and everything. I think I know where this is, and that's going to be a very cool PvP area to play in. And then also we have Cliffside, which I don't know if I would really call that Cliffside, but it's just kind of like a rural town. Pretty much all those buildings you're going to be able to go in and out of, so there's going to be a lot of cat and mouse play, and with sniping vantage points and stuff on some of the taller buildings. So honestly, just kind of some new play styles with the way these maps are going to be laid out. And then also we have 3 brand new classes coming to Ghost Recon Wildlands Ghost War. We have Trapper, Stalker, and Gorilla. So Trapper is he carries a marksman, a semi-automatic marksman rifle, and it's pretty cool that he has a passive ability that permanently marks downed enemy players on the HUD for all teammates. So if you have somebody running Trapper, you almost have to run Trapper at all times, because then you will absolutely know exactly where the enemy team has all their down players at all times, which is, I almost want to say that's just a little bit overpowered. But also it says that his active ability lets him place knockout gas traps from a distance, damaging and stunning enemies that enter the area of the effect. So this is kind of like, I would say, sort of like a trip mine that's instead of blowing up, it's more like a stun grenade, I guess. So that's a pretty cool feature, but like I said, with the fact that you can mark all the down enemies, they show up on your HUD at all times. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That just seems like a little bit overpowered, almost like someone on your team has to be running this guy at all times. It just seems like it would make things so much easier. Next, we have the Stalker, and this is also a marksman class that has 2 passive abilities. And then it says enemies beyond a certain distance will not hear her shots or see any sound markers. So that's, I'm not sure, that seems awful OP too. Like I said, if you're really, I guess if you're really far away and someone shoots, you know, possibly a suppressed weapon, you're probably not going to hear it anyway. So with the way this works, I guess it's sort of balanced. It just depends on what distance that actually is where you don't make a sound marker or you can't hear the enemy sound. And then also it says enemies marked by the Stalker do not receive any notification as long as no other player marks them. So for instance, if you're playing as the Stalker and you mark a player, it's not going to show up. Like for instance, now if you're playing as any other class and you mark an enemy, it'll say on their screen that they were marked. If you run the Stalker, you can mark them, but on their screen they're not going to know that they're marked, which that's something that I really feel as if it should have been in the game already. But that should be a very cool class. I almost think that those two kind of coincide very well, you know, with the Stalker and the Trapper. Like all 3 of these classes complement themselves very, very well, and they would be very useful to use with each other. And I think with that being the fact that, you know, most people now that play tactically, they don't necessarily mark an enemy. They will use their little markers to mark near an enemy rather than alert the enemy of them being marked. So with this class, you can mark enemies and they're actually not going to be notified that they were marked, which honestly, that's really, really cool. And then lastly here we have the Gorilla class. So the Gorilla is a support class that has a drone that can shoot smoke grenades. So you can basically shoot out a few smoke grenades, make a giant smoke screen for offensive and defensive purposes. So for instance, if you wanted to lay down a smoke screen behind your guys while they're trying to extract with the high value target, it's going to make it so that the enemy team, if you are in the smoke, nobody can mark you. Nobody can mark you on the ground. A drone can't mark you if you are in the smoke, But then again, that works both ways. If, for instance, you have some enemies and stuff that you want to kind of smoke out their area so they can't see, you're not going to know where they're at in the smoke. So, you know, it kind of goes both ways with that, but that's something really, really cool that I think is going to affect this game in a positive way, the addition of smoke grenades, and especially with the smoke grenade launcher drone. So also it does say that, for instance, if you shoot a bunch of smoke grenades like on your teammates, they will become unmarked if they were marked. So that's... I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, if you know they went into the smoke, but then again, you know, it would take them off the radar or whatever. So, but you know, that is what it is. So, like I said, also they added the 2 new maps. The map voting system is now in Ghost Recon Wildlands Ghost War, and it says that they introduced a new feature that allows players to vote for one of 3 possible maps, each from a different game mode at the start of every new match. So you're going to be able to pick your map and mode, so you're not playing the same mode or just the same cycle of maps and stuff. And it only takes 15 seconds, and then you can also see details for each map, including game mode, time of day, weather settings, and it's actually up for quick play and ranked. The map voting system is, so that's something really cool. I think, you know, a lot of other games, a lot of other shooter matchmaking games and stuff have that feature, and I'm really glad seeing that come to Ghost Recon Wildlands. And then there was a whole boatload of updates with the maps and additional other things. So the tech class. The jammer will not appear on the HUD for the enemy team anymore. This was giving away the tech's position, so that's pretty cool. Mine diffusing. They introduced the ability for players to defuse enemy mines by approaching the mine while you're prone. The mine's detonation range is reduced, allowing you to safely get closer to the mine until the defuse prompt appears. Defusing a mine will remove it without alerting its owner. So that's pretty cool. That's something that I really feel is going to be, depending on where you place your mines, you're almost going to want to start placing your mines in places where, you know, I guess you wouldn't think to look. Obviously, that's kind of where you're going to want them now. But anyway, on to the next thing here with a couple changes to some of the maps. So the Ruins map, they reworked the Ruins map to improve its balance, you know, overall balance. The playable area has been expanded, and they added more cover for crossing certain key locations, and they relocated most objects on the map, including the spawn locations. So that'll be interesting to see how that map is going to play now. And then the Institute map, they changed the attacker spawn position to add more variety to the map, and they moved the hostage cages closer to each other so that the defenders can team up and move faster from one hostage to the other. So that's definitely going to change the flow and the balance of that map. Also, the penalty system. The penalty timeouts have been reduced. They said that they were too long and severely punished players who were having connection issues, which is one thing that, you know, there's some people that do have connection issues, and I know I have them from time to time, and that's something that some people were definitely complaining about. Prestige credits. There was a big discrepancy between players with high prestige levels and low prestige levels concerning the amount of prestige credits they earned per level up. And then to address this, Ghost Recon and Ubisoft, they award a flat value of 215 prestige credits no matter what prestige level you are, and then the sum remains the same. So they give players an extra amount of prestige credits with the new system in place so that everyone now has the correct amount. And then also there's a couple new tutorials in the game that they added just to kind of help out some newer players and stuff. There was a whole boatload of bug fixes. Like, I'm not even going to go into detail on how many bug fixes there were, so I'm glad to see them doing that. And then, you know, the one big thing too, guys, for those of you guys that play campaign, first anniversary rewards. So all players will receive an in-game t-shirt and patch to celebrate our first year anniversary. Players can get this gift from the Ubisoft Club. I touched base on this in one of my previous videos. And then also some more campaign updates. For all you guys out there that really wanted your hands on all of the Fallen Ghost weapons, the Extended Ops update added some of the Fallen Ghost weapons from like the weapons pack from the Ghost War. And then now the new assignment update, they've added even more Fallen Ghost weapons, including the BFG and one of the crossbows. You can actually see the full weapons list here. I'll pop this up on screen. And then also, these weapons will be unlocked for free for players that own the Fallen Ghost DLC. So guys, if you guys do not own the Fallen Ghost DLC, you can only get those weapons through the in-game store. And then there's a couple other updates with the battle crates and stuff. Also, you can obtain the Rainbow Six Siege icons. You can use those in the campaign mode now, which basically makes it so that they will come up in the battle crates and the Ghost War crates. So you're going to be able to get the icons from either crate now, not just the Ghost War crates, and you can also use those in the Ghost Recon Wildlands campaign. Realistically, I would love to see them come out with some more icons. If they brought Rainbow Six Siege icons, I would really like them see them bring in maybe some future soldier icons, because I know we do have access to the Ghost Lead, which is the main character from Ghost Recon Future Soldier, but there's a few other characters, you know, on the actual Ghost Squad and enemies that would be really cool to play as in Ghost Recon Wildlands. But overall, that's it for the patch notes, guys. Real quick before we go any further, there was a huge thing in the trailer yesterday, so I'm gonna pop this part up on screen here, let you guys watch it, and then we're gonna talk about it. So as you guys can see there, he said that there is a special update coming soon, you know, stay tuned. So what could this be? You know, is it going to be an expansion on the campaign? Is it going to be a whole nother new PvP mode? You know, who knows? Honestly, I'm really excited to see what this is. I hope they expand on the campaign, because personally, don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing Ghost War from time to time, but it's not really my thing. It's not really my cup of tea, the way the PvP plays. It's really cool to see them adding some really cool things to PvP, but I feel as if maybe I would be into it a little bit more if PvP came out with the game when it launched back in last March. But overall, I'm excited to see what's going forward with this special update. Maybe they're referencing the update 5 and 6 that's coming out next month, you know, with the Bravo 6 and the reinforcement update. But then also, who knows? You know, I don't really think they were talking about the update that came out today, because they pretty much talked about that the entire trailer. And at the very end, they said also stay tuned for a special update coming soon. So only time will tell. Hopefully we'll get some more information on that soon. If any of you guys get any information, any leaks or anything from any, you know, credible sources and stuff, make sure to hit me up down in the comments or on Twitter. But that's pretty much all for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, you guys are excited about the new update coming to Ghost Recon Wildlands, make sure to slap that like button. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all things Ghost Recon Wildlands. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.